p.m. in Guy, 6 p.m. in Edea, and 6 p.m. in Bafoussam. Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. You're welcome to the last edition of our Prime English newscast over Camdis Television. We begin right away with what makes headlines. Members of the Cultural, Social and Family Affairs of the National Assembly have told the importance of registering in the Social National Insurance Fund (CNPS) during a committee meeting held at the National Assembly. Some houses at Angisa, a neighborhood in Yaoundé, demolished by the police under a court ruling. The occupiers of the said land are being accused by the said to be owner for illegal occupation for several years. Their houses have completely been destroyed. Cameroonian senior handball women will be playing the finals against the 13th time successful Angola girls. The finals are ongoing at the Yaoundé Multipurpose Sports Complex this evening. We'll have more developments in some seconds to come. Welcome back. Members of the Cultural, Social and Family Affairs of the National Assembly have held a meeting this day to talk on the importance of people getting registered in the CNPS. The meeting took place at the Yaoundé Conference Center. BrigadeAntiSardinard has more in the following report.
The Committee on Cultural, Social and Family Affairs of the National Assembly is meeting in Commission for Information Sharing on Insurance Issues and Social Security.
The voluntary insurance is aimed at covering all Cameroonians that are not in the, let's say, the compulsory system. Because normally when you work in a company, a legal company, you have to be matriculated. Your employer has to pay the legal contribution, the social contribution. But when you are employing yourself, what we call informal system, you can register yourself. So you will be covered as well as the one who is in the compulsory system. There's no difference at all.
The committee is particularly concerned in educating Cameroonians and private businesses to get registered in the Social National Insurance Fund (CNPS).
They should register. It's so easy, and I must even say that they benefit more than the others, because I'll just give you a figure. When you have contributed for 15 years, you retire, you will recover all the money you have paid during 15 years in less than 3 years. It means that the whole time it's CNPS who is paying you.
As concerns what the law says about defaulters, especially private business owners,
the workers, to mention it to us, we cannot be behind all the employers in Cameroon. When someone is in this case, you just have to mention it, to denounce it to CNPS, and we can seize your belongings, we can close the company, and as I said, we can sue you to the court.
The government is represented in the commission by the Minister of Labour and Social Security, Gregoire Owuna.
A signature debt accord has been signed between the government of Cameroon and the African Development Bank. This accord was signed at the Ministry of Economy, Planning and Regional Development. The amount signed is set aside to rebuild or reconstruct the Northwest Ring Road of about 365 kilometers linking the Northwest and other parts of the country. We'll now listen to this report with BrigadeAntiSardinard.
Today, after the signing of this important agreement, we are dedicating 106 billion CFA to the financing of the ring road. The second aspect is about economic development. We all also know that when the road is constructed, development follows. And we think, based on the construction of these ring roads, the region, the Northwest region, will see its potential economically contribute to the development of the nation in general. The third aspect is a financial dimension. After receiving 12 billion CFA for the studies, now we are receiving 106 billion for the construction. This clearly shows that the African Development Bank has trust, confidence in Cameroon and is prepared to continue to support our country.
Important because of its economic impact it will bring to the region. The Cameroon government is not only bringing a lot of political commitment for the construction of this road, but it's also bringing a lot of money for this road. The bank, the African Development Bank, is financing 85% of the road, but the rest is the contribution of the government. Without that contribution, we cannot complete that road. So I want to reassure you that the government and the bank are working together to make this road happen for the good of the population.
Thank particularly the government of Cameroon and African Development Bank for this watershed moment in the history of our region. You see, I'm here with the representative of state, the governor of the region, and Minister Fulcalistus, to witness this important event that marks a turning point in the social, economic, and political development of our region. The people of the Northwest have been waiting for the ring road. Here finally it is. The population, the elites, and everyone will get together to work as one person so that we can reap the fruits of this important agreement and make sure that the economic, social, and political development that we've been waiting for takes off. This is a great mark of all that has happened in the last year. The major national dialogue, all the regional assembly, regional council, and now practically the financing. And you know, development is people, finance, and infrastructure.
We are sorry for that. Those were excerpts of the Minister of Economy, Planning and Regional Development, Alamin Usman May, and the Director General of the African Development Bank, Serge Ngesa, and the President of the Northwest Regional Council, Fru Ngwafo Fobushi, after signing a debt accord agreement of an amount that is going to go a long way to tar the Northwest Ring Road to link Northwest with the other parts of the country. We move now to something else where the Finance and Budgetary Committee of the National Assembly have begun examination to ratify the finance law on the 2021 budget. The meeting took place at the Yaoundé Conference Center, their temporary venue. Bertrand Tita has more in the following report.
The Ministry of Finance has defended the text on the ratification of the Ordinance of 26th May 2021 to modify some points of the Law number 2020/018 of 17 December 2020 on the law of the state budget for 2021. They defended during the commission meeting of the Finance and Budget Committee of the National Assembly on Thursday, June 17th, 2021.
Office of Insurance Association in Cameroon. So we think that insurance market in Cameroon, in terms of premium collected, is 210 billion CFA francs. In the meantime, in Côte d'Ivoire, it's 415 billion CFA francs. So we need to have a strong partnership with the government with the repass to increase the turnover of the insurance market in Cameroon.
The ratification of the state's budget will help to enhance the partnership with the government to improve on the entrance market in the country.
Many pillars for that. Many insurances are compulsory. We need to optimize them. We have new insurances which could be put in place by the law. We have life insurance with a framework in terms of taxes which could be more incitative. So we have many challenges in front of us, and we are confident after that meeting.
During the commission meeting of the Finance and Budget Committee of the National Assembly, the committee members are drilled on what Cameroon stands to gain. The commission meeting was chaired by the President of the Finance and Budget Committee of the National Assembly, Honorable Germany Benidere.
We now take you over to the northwest region of the country, where the 5th Joint Military Commander, Brigadier Nkavale, has returned to Bamenda after an operational visit in Bui. This operation that lasted 1 month began on the 15th of May. The operation led to the killing of 3 Amba separatist leaders and about 15 separatist fighters in that part of the country. The commander applauded the efforts of the military as efforts to make peace to return in that part of the country. Our Northwest Regional Correspondent, Neba Jerome, has more in the following report.
The operation, codenamed Operation Clean Bui, was led by Colonel Machang Charles Allen that witnessed the killing of tens of separatist fighters, 4 soldiers, and several others wounded, with a number of material loss recorded according to military sources. As fighting continues in Bui division, the population are at risk. Some have lost their homes, while others killed. But the senior divisional officer for Bui says the military operation is to stabilize the situation and bring back life into the town.
The security situation in Bui division in general and in the city of Kumbo in particular is globally under control. It is true that for the past weeks the terrorists have stepped up the activities within the division, but with the cleanup exercise, the security offer has been stepped up enormously, and the population are feeling a sigh of relief. We know that much is still left to be done, and we hope that as we bring all the other actors on board, notably the traditional rulers, the elite of the locality, the church leaders, will be able to continue the pacification exercise and give peace a chance in Bui division.
On the field to evaluate the 1-month mission of the soldiers is the commander of the 5th Joint Military Region, Brigadier General Nkavale, who congratulated the soldiers for a job well done by bringing normalcy in the area, but warned the soldiers against human rights violation.
I'm in the field for an assessment of the first phase of this operation, which is ongoing. Colonel Matian, all the officers, all the forces, I'm satisfied with the conduct of operation. The population is the center of gravity. You have to respect human rights. You know, you don't want anything, you know, any harassment against the population, raping. When you have an operation to be conducted in the field, you make sure that those rules of comportment and engagement are
Ammunition such as AK-47s, improvised explosive devices, motorbikes, containers in which those who carry out the operation says are illicit fuel seized from the hideout of separatist fighters. The soldiers say one of the most wanted Amazonian fighters, No Pity, is on the run.
The Prime Minister, Head of Government, Chief Dr. Dangote, has urged regional executives and the Ministry of Decentralization to speed up decentralization processes in all parts of the regions of Cameroon. He was speaking while chairing a board decentralization meeting here in Yaoundé with regional councillors. Bertrand Tita has more in the following report.
During the first meeting chaired by the Prime Minister, Head of Government, who doubles as the chairperson of the Decentralization Board, Chief Dr. Joseph Dangote at the Star Building, the focus was on how every region is working towards decentralization.
The regions that are the second level of the decentralization were on track, and if things were mastered. While receiving the presentation that I did, the one did by the Minister of Finance and the last by the Minister of Economy, I think we wanted to see if the executives were installed, and that was the case.
During the meeting, it was revealed that 9 of the 10 regional councils have voted their budget and all executive members were fully installed.
It was acted that the budget were for the installation and for the maturation of the reflection, so that next year the real work can start. The question of competencies is well addressed and we are finalizing the text. The question of human resources is also well addressed. The text concerning the local public service will soon be published. So finally, we can say that the process is well executed, well monitored, and for us, things are quite good.
Adopted in Quito, Ecuador in October 2016 during the 3rd United Nations Conference of Housing and Sustainable Urban Development. 3 main activities are announced for this 2021 edition: the symposium, the anniversary of the 40 years of existence of Shelter Afrique, and the General Assembly itself, which Cameroon will occupy the presidency of the Bureau following Kenya. The theme, which remains to be determined, will bring together government agencies, decision makers, large-scale real estate developers, financial institutions, project managers, architects, and others.
Told the importance of registering in the Social National Insurance Fund (CNPS) during a committee meeting held at the National Assembly. Some houses at Angisa neighborhood in Yaoundé have been demolished by the police under a court ruling. The occupiers of the said land are being accused of this by the set to be owner for illegal occupation for several years. The houses have completely been destroyed. Cameroon senior handball women will be playing the finals against the 13th time Angola girls. The finals are ongoing at the Yaoundé Multipurpose Sports Complex. All we can say is good luck to our handball girls and hoping that the cup remains in Cameroon. Thank you very much for listening. Take rendezvous at exactly 8 p.m. with the Range News with Claude Mayo. Have a blessed evening in the company of our programs.